Welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Sky Minton. Today is going to be a little quick-hitting episode, more informational than anything else. Today I just wanted to cover Hidden Barn and Jackie Zykan and the whole, I guess, joint venture between her and Royce Neely, Nate Weiniger, and Matt Danker with 5280 Whiskey Society. So, and I guess I just kind of give my humble opinion on where that leaves Old Forester, with her leaving that role as master taster in the MTS series and the 117s and all that type of stuff. So I've been on vacation, so I didn't really get a chance to get out and talk a whole bunch about this, but just wanted to kind of give my humble thoughts on it, and I'd love to get them on the show to kind of get a little bit of insight on where they're going to take Hidden Barn and all those type of things, but here it goes. So, first part, Old Forester, where do they stand after, Jackie's departure? I think Old Forester's going to be fine. I am anxious to see who's going to take over that role and how that's going to impact, the MTS series, or will they do something different? Branding is everything, and Old Forester's an extremely old brand, and they've got a whole lot of leverage in our area, and they do a fantastic job. They will surely miss that Jackie, though. I mean, I think her talent level and skill and what she brought to the company, and the amount of respect that the people in my part of the bourbon community really see her as being one of the elites in that master taster role. But I do think Old Forester will be completely fine. I am anxious to see who takes over that position and where that leads them. I'll be honest, I almost am excited to see if maybe they find another, young lady to kind of come in and step and take that role. You had Marianne Barnes there for a while, then Jackie came in. So I'm anxious to see if they find or pluck another person out to kind of take over that role. Now on to Hidden Barn Whiskey, something I'm super, super excited about. For one, Royce Neely. Royce is a fantastic distiller. I've drank plenty of their juice. He does a fantastic job, and I do know that they are sourcing some barrels. At least that's the information that I'm gathering based off the conversations that Jackie has kind of said about the first batch that they did, even though I thought it originally was all coming from Royce's backstock at Neely. But Royce is a fantastic distiller. He's got a great palate as well, and they're doing great things out there at Neely Family Distillery right now. Jackie's taste buds, it's all going to be different. So for people, I don't want people to be disappointed because it's not Old Forester, because it's going to be a totally different type of juice that they're going to release. And that's the one thing I think that they're going to have to realize by the fact that, it's not Old Forester. It's not the same type of mash or anything to that nature. I'm sure the mash bills are even entirely different. So it's not going to be the same. But I am optimistically super excited because I think Jackie's taste buds are going to bring something unique, and we'll be able to pull some things out of Royce's mash bills and whatever Denver 5280 Whiskey Society's bringing to the table. So Nate and Matt, one is a financial guru, the other guy is a marketing and also has a great palate as well. Those guys are going to bring some fantastic also thought process to this whole entire, experience that Hidden Barn is going to be. The story behind Hidden Barn I thought was kind of neat, and I guess the whole Hidden Barn in Kentucky, you had bootleggers, and because of the ethanols and all the other alcohols that come out of, whenever you're making those things, it tends to put a black coating on the outside of your barn. If you've ever been by rick houses and things like that, you'll notice that there's always that little black goo or, stuff that settles on the side of the building. So what bootleggers used to do is they would get everybody in their circle to paint their barns black. So that way nobody could ever pick out their barn from another one. So, but you kind of know what's going on in that area, but it just deters, I guess, people from knowing who's who and what's what. So I think that's super cool. That black fungus that grows on the side of those barns is being hidden by black paint. So I think it's pretty cool. I love the name. It puts a spin on the heritage of bourbon and whiskey and how it came about in the Kentucky market and region. So it's a whole lot of really cool things to that nature. As far as releases, they've got their first release done. I think it was primarily released in Kentucky and Colorado, which makes sense because, that's where Royce is from and the fellows at 5280 are from. So that kind of gives you an opportunity to look at that. I'm pretty sure it's all sold out, even through Sillbox and everything else, because most of it, I think, was sold through Reese's store, and then a handful of, I think, were released to the public. But if you see one of those bottles out there, pick it up. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. I've actually not tried it yet. I'm waiting to try it. So, but as soon as I do, I'll make sure that I come back out here and we put a little taster down and say, hey, this is what it's like. And, hopefully the next set of batches will be, equally as good or different. But that's what I'm super excited about. Last but not least, I think the big story here also on top of this is, what does this do with the Master Taster series and the 117 series? So it was my intention, or not my intention, it was my thought process that Jackie was the 117 series. So I do think that this does go away, which means the Whiskey Fire, I'm assuming, will be the last bottle that will be released under that special series, the 117s, because that was actually had Jackie's signature on it, and that's the first bottle that's ever left Old Forester with a woman's name on it. That's a little saddening to me because I've really enjoyed those. And the Whiskey Fire bottle, I've not procured one yet, but I'm super excited to get one because I did try it and it tastes fantastic. I don't have my tasting notes with me, so I can't really talk about that piece of it, but it might be my favorite of the series. It's just so good. But that being said, the 117s, I'm afraid that series will go away. I'm hoping it doesn't. But I am also hoping, that whoever they bring on as the Master Taster, that we get to try a few of their things before they would let them kind of jump right into the 117 series. I guess because of the fact that you want to know what kind of quality you're getting. And I think that's why the 117 series was so popular, is because Jackie, we knew what we were getting as a consumer by the type of things that she was picking out for the MTS series, and the great names, whether it be brown sugar or I think it was pineapple, burnt pineapple or something like that, and there's a few others that were just really, really good. My favorites were some of the 90 proofers, the wild cherry and the honey orchard. There's just so many different things out of that Master Taster series that after trying them, and you could just literally put a taste bud or a note immediately to the name on the barrel or on the bottle. So just like I said, I hope they do the 117 series. I hope that they, give the new Master Taster a chance to kind of spread their wings, let people kind of see what they do and how they do it before they do give them that label, if that's the case. If they don't, I understand. Like I said, I think Jackie created her own kind of mini legacy there at Old Forester, and, that's why I think Hidden Barn's going to be a huge success. On top of the fact that, Royce and the gentleman from 5280 are really going to be able to pull things through. So this is going to be a short episode. I was all by myself, wanted to, get out a couple of opinions on this thing and let people know what Hidden Barn and the Jackie Zykan, leaving Old Forester, and what my thoughts on exactly how it was going to play out in the end. So if you want to find Bourbon Barrel Talk, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those good social media mediums. You can DM us through there, or you can email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. This is Scott signing off on another episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk. Peace out.